It was a tragic crash that killed two young girls and a grandmother. Now, in a new lawsuit, the victim's family is not only calling out the driver, but also the Village of Wagon Mound, its fire department, and the state's transportation department. News 13's Annalisa Pardo reports.
This is what's left of a family's car after a driver hit them going at least 80 miles an hour. Police say in July of last year, a car with 4 people inside, including 2 children, was hit on Highway 120 near Wagon Mound. Police say Jesse Blanco and friends Carl Esquivel and Dominic Armijo were drag racing when Blanco hit the family's car. Police say Blanco had also been drinking. Irene Romero, 9-year-old Daniela Lopez, and 4-year-old Annalise Romero all died.
I represent a number of families that have lost family members to drunk driving, and this is the most horrific accident that I have seen.
Kate Furlick is representing the family's estate in a wrongful death lawsuit, naming the 3 people involved, but also calling out the Village of Wagon Mound and its fire department and New Mexico Department of Transportation, claiming it failed to maintain that stretch of Highway 120.
120 is a road that is actually the longest state highway, and as it comes into Wagon Mound, it curves somewhat unexpectedly.
The lawsuit also claims the Wagon Mound Fire Department incautiously removed Annalise from the car and only rendered minimal aid while waiting for more help to arrive.
I hope that the defendants are held accountable and that this family can start to mourn the loss of their children.
And for people to think twice before drinking and driving.
Another kind of interesting component of this thing is that the attorney who's handling it is trying to sue the, looks like the city police department, paramedics, all that kind of thing. My suspicion is that if they're being named to basically find another deeper pocket, because the kids' cars probably have very minimal insurance policies, $15,000 or whatever minimums are in that state. And that's really not going to do much. If they can bring in a better defendant that has basically unlimited money, like a municipality, police department, emergency services, any of those kinds of things, but she's still going to have to prove some degree of negligence in this case. Now, the road design may be bad. That can be a legitimate claim, that there wasn't warning about making a corner. That happens all the time because a lot of times cities will not maintain roads, or they have completely bad designs that will end up hurting people. So it's an interesting claim, but it may end up settling because the cost to settle is lower than the cost to litigate. So and sometimes things like this can be emotionally charged for a jury and award money because it's kind of an emotional response to it because of the shocking, horrific nature of it. So they run a risk. So I suspect this whole thing will be settled. And, again, it's a tragedy. It can't be undone, but hopefully somebody learns from it. I have mixed feelings about bringing in defendants that really aren't necessarily liable, or at least not on its face. I think that the law requires us to name defendants and put them even as does, so that you preserve the right to add one. If you come upon evidence or facts that would indicate somebody else is liable or responsible. Doing it as just a tactic when they really aren't I think it's unethical, actually. And it's dirty, and it gives our industry and attorneys as a whole a bad name. If there is no problem or somebody didn't do anything wrong, then you shouldn't name them. And I think the law requires us to do that, but I'm sure there are plenty of attorneys that will cross that line, but I'm not a big fan. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and while you're down there, please like and subscribe. Thanks again for watching.